All right. Good morning, Moonshot. It is your sleepover Saturday. We're starting pretty late because, it's been 9 hours since we should have started sleepover Saturday, but here we are.
That's right. Hi, PV.
Hi, Jacqueline. Did you watch the Tomodachi live stream this week?
I watched some of it. Can I be honest? I only watched the part where they had me on the screen. Is that wild?
No, it's not that wild. Because they had me and Mac become friends, and they had us bond over. Can you guess what they had us bond over? What topic?
I think I might. Was it horny visual novels?
It sure was horny visual novels. They also did call us Sleepover Saturdays. So that's what it is now. It's just, yeah.
We're Sleepover Saturdays now. That's Saturdays amazing.
Now. Like, hey, I could still stream late night Saturday nights. I just don't want to keep y'all up way too late.
Oh, hey, you know what? We'll have to consider due to the rebrand, right?
All right. Today we are playing ProtoViolence, which is the prequel to MOONSHOT, which we played a couple months ago and really enjoyed. I should pull up Twitch chat so I can actually see our chat. Good morning, Red Seraph.
Good morning, good morning.
Chat. There's our chat. This might be my first time actually streaming something from my computer with 2 monitors, so that's pretty sweet.
Oh, that's amazing.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Also, we finally recorded a new Hooligans last night after, almost a year. So I now have 2 episodes that need editing and that I can actually upload.
Let's go. Let's go. That's so exciting.
Yep. Let's see.
The return of owls.
Yeah. And I've also started recording another podcast that I will stay mysterious about for now.
A big secret.
But I'm not straying too far away from my existing niche.
I'm hype. I'll just say that I'm very hype.
Yeah. How are things in the Unwise Girls right now?
You know what? We're in our final. I don't know if we've said this anywhere yet. I think we are in our final 10 episodes.
Oh wow!
And so that's a lot, right? We are probably ending with episode 250. So
wow.
Yeah, that's there's no better time to invest in Unwise Girls than right now if you're not listening.
Yeah, now you can catch up just in time
for the big day.
When we finally find out who will win between Jacqueline and Jane.
We have been competing. If you aren't listening, we have been competing. It's not necessarily obvious every episode, but if you listen to every episode pretty closely and maybe re-listen a few times, you'll start to pick up on the subtext. So MOONSHOT, it's been I think 2 or 3 months since we streamed it.
Yeah.
Can I give a quick recap?
I would love that. Also, a Canto Coleman chat would like to know what the score is and if they can bet on it.
You can bet on it, so I'm going to send you my PayPal later, Canto Killam, and you can just send money straight to there, and I'll handle the betting process.
Or actually, I want to shout out our stream sponsor, Kalshi, a completely legitimate website that isn't evil.
That's right. The other day, I overheard a college student saying, "Hey man, I've won $30 on Kalshi. Don't diss it." So, and that's the endorsement right there. MOONSHOT was a game about a special agent for some sort of enforcement agency. If I get anything wrong, let me know.
Basically, S.H.I.E.L.D.
Basically, S.H.I.E.L.D. Going into a supervillain's lair, being trapped by the supervillain's young protege, and over the course of the game, coming to learn that this protege had been like experimented on by the organization that you work for,
Mhm.
and that the supervillain became a supervillain in like escaping from this evil and taking this child, like saving this child, and sort of learning about their life together on the run, and then having to make the ultimate choice, as it were, at the very end about like what are you going to do about with this knowledge.
Mhm. Yes. And the
And
child
it
is, of course,
also
the great villain, the Emperor of Malviolence, Kashun! And he
oh
is a
gosh,
lot.
it's really true. And I believe we're going to, well, should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, we're going to learn about some of the history here. I believe this is a pure visual novel. Over 2 decades ago,
Oh,
Dr. Iris Kai wrote me a recommendation for an up-and-coming international security agency. At the time, I was overjoyed just to be on track. Getting into a growing field early, doing good science while the fires of invention are still hot, then dip out with the distinction before the coals grow cold. But these days, well, let's just put it this way. The first time my name showed up as a footnote in a cybernetics textbook, I called my parents and invited my friends to dinner at my favorite restaurant. Half a year ago, when I got a write-up in East Coast Medicine Review, I didn't even open the copy they sent me.
damn.
So when Iris announced her retirement, I assumed her NUI was a little more advanced than my own. It was a nice party. She was surrounded by friends and coworkers, lauded by her peers, and praised by her subordinates. And yet the whole time, she looked hollow. Fear of retirement, I theorized. I could not have been further from the truth. Stop. The organization I'd dedicated my life to has always been at the forefront of cybernetics. The bleeding edge, some would say. We took risks, but it was for the greater good, and we were grateful to every volunteer and veteran that assisted us. But now they're pushing all the wrong boundaries, taking science, my science, in a cruel new direction I cannot abide.
Oh shit.
Because the fruits of my research are being used to experiment on children. I cannot fathom how STOP is going so far out of hand, but I can find out. I'm not powerless, and the architects behind these new programs aren't fools. If I can present the proper case against this, show them the pain between the numbers and the suffering they're whitewashing over in pursuit of percentage points, I have hopes that things can still be made right. But that hope is dwindling. I thought I granted peace to the world with my research. Maybe all I did was wreath a new Nero.
Fiddle fiddle. Uh, should I do this one?
Yeah, why don't you
Uh,
do this one?
Sorry for messaging you at this hour. Couldn't sleep.
Oh, sorry, this is me, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can be Iris.
Having second thoughts?
No, my transfer's already been approved. Next Monday, I'm entering the Youth Training and Development Initiative as a supervisor, but
But
Iris, you've worked with STOP longer than I have. Can you tell me anything about the YTDI?
nothing that'll help you sleep.
Well, that's reassuring. I still can't believe this is happening. STOP's full of scientists, not...
Good scientists follow the science wherever it leads. Right. And I recall a brilliant researcher concluding years ago that the younger the patient, the better the cybernetic sync rate.
That research was intended for STOP agents. Volunteers, heroes if you prefer. Not anyone under 18.
Well, the higher ups would beg to differ. They tell you that they're providing these trainees with an education and a guaranteed future. Worth an eye or an ear, right?
I don't want this to be my legacy, Iris. Where's the greater good in grafting dangerous tech onto children?
When stop was founded, that good was clear.
Oops. Right click.
Back when the world was in turmoil and cybernetics were getting slapped onto terrorists and madmen in vet clinics and garages.
Stop put an end to that. We put an end to that.
And then we kept going, so it wouldn't happen again. Like I said, not the best topic of conversation if you're looking to put your mind at ease. But do try to get some rest anyway, Deirdre. From the sounds of it, you have a long week ahead of you.
I'll do my best.
Oofy doofy.
May 13th, 2070X. What's up, hanging out in the white void? My honest first impression? This is beautiful. Natural light trickles through frosted glass, enveloping the courtyard below in a warm, soft glow. From the bridge I'm on, I can even see green. Grass, flowers, trees, an oasis of natural beauty, full of life. And full of laughing children. I can't help but wonder if I made a wrong turn. There aren't any stark surgical scrubs or hospital gowns. And the air smells clean, not disinfected. But inevitably, my eyes are drawn towards the towering column that pierces the building's center. It's a dark monument, one with a few doors, no windows, and a very heavy shadow. My skin prickles. What purpose
Not
could...
lost already, are you?
Oh, someone's voice acted.
Oh. Oh, shit.
My train of thought's grim path is cut short by a familiar husky voice.
Hello?
Angie, it's wonderful to see you again.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can turn voices off just so that we don't have to go back and forth.
That's fair.
Alright, options. Voice volume. Alright. There we go. I didn't realize there was voice acting in here. I guess there was a little bit of voice acting in Malviolence as well.
Yeah, that's true. Same to you, Deirdre.
As usual, Angie is formal, but I recognize the warmth in her words.
It's been a long time since we've talked face to face.
For sure. I didn't think we'd get to work together again. But not every career path's a straight line, right?
No, definitely not. Happy as I am to be working with you, I was surprised to learn that you wanted to transfer here. I always thought of you as...
Married to the craft of cybernetics and nothing else?
I was going to say... Plemish.
I suppose there's more to me than meets the eye.
I suppose there is. I understand you're planning to write a case study on the work we're doing here at the YTDI. Funny. You've always been more interested in theory than application. Then again, you've always been a pioneer as well.
I mean, it's a new program based on my research. Why wouldn't I observe it?
Oh no, I think it's fantastic having you of all people here. Going out of your way to help us improve the YTDI, that's a dream come true for all of us. In fact... No. I don't want to get too deep into discussion on your first day. Your time's valuable, so... How about I give you a tour?
Oh, well, I did request one, but you don't have to.
No, trust me. There's a lot here, more than we could cover in one day. But we should be able to go over the basics. Places, permissions, practice standards... that sort of thing. And who better to help you find your footing than an old colleague?
All right. Where to first?
Awesome. I'm not a professional tour guide, but I'd say the courtyard would be the best place to start.
Lead the way. Fascinating stuff going on with Angie's hair.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's why there's so much greenery?
Of course. We want our trainees to be as healthy as possible, both physically and mentally. And while it might be hard to see the benefits on an MRI, being around trees and plants really does do wonders for the brain. For instance, several observational studies have shown a great...
No, Angie, I believe you.
Actually,
I think I feel it myself.
we installed it all for the trainees' sake, but if it helps the staff stay sane as well, that's a nice bonus. That reminds me, you should see the classrooms too. So we'll take these stairs, go through these doors. Oh, after you, of course.
Sorry, I need to stop.
And if we just go down this hallway. We're here.
Bit of a walk, isn't it? Must be easy to get lost.
I suppose. But you get used to it. Anyways, this is where the trainees get educated.
Oh. And what does that involve?
Well, we've got all the core essentials. Maths, literacy, self-defense, and physical education.
Pardon?
Physical education?
No, I mean, self-defense?
Oh, don't make that face. It's not that serious. Gym mats and padded gloves and whatnot. At their age, the trainees couldn't hurt each other even if they tried.
And do they ever try to hurt each other?
The world's a dangerous place. Our trainees know that better than most their age. The earlier we teach them how to protect themselves, the better off they'll be.
I suppose you're right.
But it's not all schoolwork and drills. The trainees get to do fun stuff too. I mean, we passed an arts and crafts center just a moment ago. You should see some of the stuff they make in there. We might have the next Marth Rothko or Agnes Martin on our hands.
I nod as if I know who those people are. Fine art was never a favorite subject of mine. Well, I'll have to check it out another time.
Yeah, you ought to. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. You want to observe a trainee for your case study, correct?
Yes, that's right. Why do you ask?
Well, we've got a class going on right now. Should be literacy at this time of day.
You're suggesting I choose my case study subject right now?
Could give you a much better idea of what we do, seeing how the trainees actually go about their day. Come on, look over here. Don't worry, they won't notice us. They're all preoccupied with writing sessions, it looks like.
This is the classroom? I've been in medical libraries with more noise.
Well behaved, aren't they? You can thank the core curriculum designers for that. Our trainees are showing a 34% increase in memory retention compared to a same age control group, short and long term.
It's very impressive.
Isn't it? The bell could ring right now and they'd still be glued to their work. If this were any other education program, they'd all be fiddling with their fine liners, glaring at the clock, doodling on the margins.
Yeah,
Like,
it sure is an empty room that we're looking at here. I know that's just like, visual novel.
They're all so quiet that it's like they've disappeared.
Like that child over there?
Right. That one. He's a bit of an outlier statistically.
Really? But I thought your curriculum was...
Well, it's not 100% effective. Sometimes you'll get stragglers. But we don't leave them behind. All they need is a little extra motivation.
Miles is giving lots of motivation.
Absolutely. There. The teacher's already taken notice. He's taking... Oh.
He's taking him to the front of the classroom? Is he being yelled at?
Yelled at? The teacher might be raising their voice.
Hold on, why are the other children going up with him? They didn't do anything wrong.
Well, that's the extra motivation I was talking about. All new trainees get sorted into squadrons.
Squadrons? Like soldiers?
Like birds, I'd say. They're close-knit.
Yeah, sure, like birds, sure.
We expect each squadron to fly at roughly the same pace. So if one member underperforms, the entire group is made aware of it.
OMG is the cast of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Kind of true. I know it all looks a little inflexible, but they're better off learning these rules early.
I'm not sure that...
Oh. Hmm?
He smiled at me.
Oh. They're supposed to stand perfectly still for a full 5 minutes, so that's... Might have to...
I've made my decision.
Oh, good. So, which trainee...
I want that boy to be my test subject. I want my boy.
And why him specifically?
I can't give a concrete answer. I suppose I'm going with my gut.
That's not very scientific.
Then why don't we call it an intuitive choice by made one of the world's leading cybernetics researchers?
Right. But as I said, that particular trainee is something of a statistical outlier.
Then taking a closer look at him should help us correct any inefficiencies in the program, no?
I suppose I can't argue with that. All right, D. Here's where his quarters are. You're certain this is the one you want to use for your case study?
Again, I've made my decision, Angie.
Right. Right. Just wanted to confirm. Trainee C0458? Could you come here, please? I want to introduce you to someone. She's a visitor. One just for you.
I mean, you have to voice him.
A visitor. Try to be quick, though. She's a very busy lady with a lot to get done today. Oh. Wait a minute. You're the lady I saw in class. Indeed she is. What's S4174 doing behind you? She wanted to come, so I let her. What a good friend you are. But this meeting's just for you, C0458. So S4174, you're free to...
Is it that big of a deal, Angie? I don't think there's any harm in meeting his
roommate. Right. Then why don't you introduce yourself to the lady? Well, allow me. Please try to keep it short. We only have so much time. Nice to meet you. I'm Pavel. Though most of the people here only call me C0458.
serial number? I feel like I read a children's book about how taking people's names and forcing them to use numbers instead is like the beginning of like the fascist indoctrination system. But I don't know. I don't know where I could find a podcast where I could hear anything about that.
Standard procedure. It's how we keep data collection unbiased. Plus the first class had like 3 Emmas and 4 Quins, so...
Right.
What about you, lady? What's your name?
Well, Angie, how should I respond? I've never worked with children before.
You can give him your name. No big deal. The trainees like to call me Dr. Angie.
Got it. Then you can call me Dr. Deirdre if you want.
Dr. Deirdre? Dr. Deirdre. Dr. Deirdre. That's a nice name. Has anyone ever told you that?
No, recently?
Oh! Do you want to introduce yourself too? Well, the floor is all yours.
Hello? I'm, Shreya.
You got this, Shree. Look, Dr. Deirdre's waving to you. Shree is my roommate. Normally, we stick together. If I'm around, chances are she is too.
I see. Are you too close?
Oh, we're besties. We never go anywhere without each other. Except for class. I wish we were in different squads. Hey, D? Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid we don't have all the time in the world. Unless you want to skip out on the research labs for today?
No, I do want to see them. Let me wrap up here. It's lovely to meet you, CO458. Starting next week, I'll be interviewing you.
Interviewing me? About what?
To be honest, I haven't quite decided yet. But I think I'd like to talk about your hobbies, your classmates, your future. Lots of things like that.
Oh. I can do that. But I'm confused. Why me?
That's a good question. Because I picked you specifically.
And why did you pick me
Specifically?
That's the word.
Well, you stood out in class. I saw you and I thought you'd be interesting to talk to.
Makes sense. My teacher says I'm like a dandelion in a field full of roses.
That's one way of putting it.
But wait, what about...
Your friend? I promise you won't be alone for long. Once I'm done talking to you, you can go back to, what do kids do these days? I haven't been around them in so long.
Oh my god, Deirdre.
Back to playing. Did I guess right? Oh, thank God. Is that reasonable?
Yeah. It's a deal. Sorry if I rushed you a bit back there.
Question from chat. Are Angie's earrings evil eyes or targets?
Huh. I think that they're targets. I want like I want to play like I want someone to shoot a bow and arrow at them and for it to marvelously stick to the earring.
Uh-huh.
I realize I might have come across as grouchy earlier. It's just we've all been working a lot of hours lately.
Dehumanizing these kids is such hard work.
It wears on you, you know?
Oh no, Angie, it's fine. Not like I was much better in the past.
Oh god, don't remind me. When you were taking lead in artificial spleen development, it was like you were in a trance. If I gave you one little tap on the shoulder, you'd...
Snap like a cobra on a rake. Yes, I do remember how you put it. Those were long days. By the time we pushed through, I never wanted to see another culture sample as long as I lived.
Here, here.
So, Angie, about those research labs.
Right. From here, the fastest route would be...
Case study report. 513-2070X. Initial supervisory report. I agree, Kanto. Someone really needs to help Angie lay her edges. I have to imagine that one of the kids cut her hair, and that's why it's like that.
That makes so much sense.
I don't know. I don't have a read on Angie whether she is trying to make the best of a bad situation here or whether she is actually just evil.
She strikes me as like not affluent. What's the word for when you're like nice?
Affable?
She strikes me as nice but evil.
Initial supervisory report. Although it has been advertised as a youth education program, it is now my understanding that the purpose of the Youth Training and Development Initiative, YTDI, is to prepare its trainees for cybernetic enhancement and eventual employment within STOP. While it is known that the biotech synchronization rates are inversely correlated to age, side effects on individuals below the age of 18 are not fully understood at this time and may be more severe than they would be on an adult mind and body. Furthermore, I have ethical concerns about the purpose of the program and how its participants are selected. As supervisor, it is my intent to observe the YTDI's operations and ensure the health and well-being of its trainees are being properly upheld. As part of my duties, I intend on engaging in a focused case study of trainee CO458 to observe his development under YTDI's curriculum. For compliance purposes, our one-on-one conversations will be recorded. Dr. Deirdre Destrange.
Deirdre Destrange is such a fucking name.
It's such a good name.
June 13th, 2070X.
So this is a month later. Investigation? Use your mouse to explore Deirdre's desk. When your cursor changes, you can interact. Alright.
Oh.
What should we look at?
What will you learn about Dr. Destrange?
Sir. Roachman. I think we really just have this file folder here.
Once Deirdre's case study is finished, she'll send these documents to STOP's higher-ups. She hopes her findings will shut the YTDI down.
I feel like a reference to the Tick is more likely than Batman, because...
I was thinking the Tick as well.
Case study report 6/12/2076X. This report marks the 1-month point of trainee CO458's case study. In this time, I have observed several facets of YTDI's operations and now believe I have a firm grasp of the day-to-day activities of the trainees. The majority of trainees selected for the YTDI come from orphanages. Upon arrival at YTDI, the trainees are separated into squads, similar to the ones utilized by STOP field agents. Formal education takes place entirely within these squads. It involves tuition in literacy, mathematics, and self-defense, etc. Outside of the classroom, trainees have access to several extracurriculars, including craft work, sports, and video games. While these activities are beneficial for fostering bonds and growth between children, I find it notable that they overlap with activities undertaken by STOP operatives in the recovery period after the implantation of new cybernetics. These include sewing for hand-eye coordination, video games for reaction speed, etc. The standards of care appear to be at least sufficient. CO458 has expressed that it is a significant improvement over his previous lodgings. That's exactly. We're using children without advocates for their rights. It's easy.
Yay.
Still, I have some questions to raise with Dr. Tan later. Dr. Deirdre, just Strange. PhD. Alright. What about our journal? Let's look at our
Like
diary.
many academics, Deirdre has thoughts about different things.
June 6th, 2070X. Part of me just wants my thoughts to blow with the wind. Putting them on paper will have to do for now. Besides, all the blue light is making my eyes ache.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
The trainees are all orphans. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that YTDI is much different from standard boarding school. Militaristic dressing aside. Wait, I thought boarding schools also could have pretty strict dress codes. Anyway, compared to how Stop's first few batches of field agents were housed, the accommodations here are downright luxurious. Still, that's comparing volunteer soldiers to abandoned children. Strange analogy, to put it mildly. And for some reason, the trainees' meals consist of lab script. And only lab script. Remember the lab script?
I forgot about lab script.
Remember eating the poisoned lab script and dying?
Oh my god, yeah.
Because we went to go eat more kibbles on the ground. True, the lab script contains all the nutrients they need to grow healthy and strong, but it's intended for typical in vivo test subjects. I've seen the size of budgets that Stop works with. They can certainly afford to feed these children real food. At least the education is world class. Clearly, Stop's spending was put to good use there. One time, Angie took me to a literacy lesson. Out of the blue, she asked a trainee to recite part of King Lear, and the girl belted it out like it was on a switch.
Hey, it's actually the Switch 2 nowadays, but...
Deirdre, Kanto, we are playing as Deirdre here. We are, like, players just looking at her. I don't think there's any, like, broader narrative convention here beyond where I think mostly seeing things through her eyes. Would you agree, Jacqueline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because in the last game, we were a anonymous Stop agent who has come into the lair of Dr. Doom. I don't know who that could possibly be. Or not Dr. Dr. Danger.
Dr. Danger, yeah.
Yeah, not Dr. Danger.
Dr. Doom's the real one.
Yeah. I don't know how useful that skill was, but it was definitely impressive. Another time, the two of us watched as a teacher taught a squadron field pharmacy in the courtyard. If someone eats a mushroom, how would you counteract its effects with only the items in your bags? How long do they have before their airways close? It was intense, to say the least. At times, the teacher's questions felt more like threats. But the building itself is immaculate. Practically sparkling. If my shoes track dirt as I walk in, swiped away by the time I walk out. Even Stop headquarters doesn't agonize over cleanliness to this extent. I just wish they showed that much care for the trainees themselves, like that boy, CO458. For formal reasons, I can't mention it in recording sessions, but I know his name is Pavel. Was taking his name necessary? Are they that concerned about observer bias? He's an orphan! His name might be the only thing his parents ever gave him. Why scrub it away? It's like something dirty. A stain to be removed. They keep making him march all around all night, repeating Pavel, his name, and then just say his number once at the end. It's weird. Boy's lonely too. Yeah, he has Shreya, but she isn't part of his squadron, his pre-assigned social group. His squad mates exclude him outside of class. They don't let him play with them, so CO458 is often in the Arts and Crafts Center, sewing or knitting by himself. And is not much better in class. Kids roll their eyes when he's paired up with them for group tasks. Sometimes they'll go behind his back and ask the teacher if they can swap for anyone else. Thankfully, the teachers never concede to CO458's squad mates, but that hasn't stopped them from asking anyway. I think a lot of this could be solved if the kids weren't pitted against one another. All trainees have their hobbies, but CO458 doesn't have much else. I know he likes superheroes, so I'll bring him some comics from the YTDI library. Knowing Stop, I suspect the books there are vetted, but there's a chance I might find something that'll make him smile. Maybe I could even use it to teach him. Certainly doesn't seem like any of his actual teachers are interested in personalizing the learning experience. Oh, also, I bought a pack of stickers for him. Do children his age think grape stickers are cool? What am I doing? I'm no child psychologist. Couldn't even qualify as a pediatrician. I jumped into the deep end with this case study, didn't I? If I weren't senior Stop staff, I'd be sacked by now. Maybe grape is lame. Maybe orange is the way to go. I don't know anymore. Guess there's only one way to find out. The
Woman who only knows fruit stickers?
Is grape stickers cool?
Is grape stickers cool? An old PC maintained with love. This is where Deirdre keeps recorded interviews for her case study. Interview with CO458. Sorry.
No, you're good.
June 12th, 2070X.
Alright, go CO458. I've started recording. Before you fall over from all that wiggling.
Okay. I'm just super excited.
I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you can relax. We're just talking today.
Really? My cheeks are numb from all that grinning.
I can imagine. In fact, I think you did the same thing in my school photos. Or I think I did the same thing in my school photos.
You dead?
I guess so. Though I stopped because, well, it made me look...
Like a dork?
It's pretty harsh. How'd you...
You still kinda do.
Okay. Have you ever been called something like that before? A dork?
No, never. Well, maybe a few times. But the other kids don't know anything, so it's their loss.
What don't they know?
That when I grow up, I'm gonna be super famous and super pretty, and I'm gonna have a billion friends.
Great aspirations, kid. I'll cross my fingers for you. Anyways, we're starting to veer off topic, and I only have so much time, so... Why don't I ask you some things?
Okay. What do you want to know?
For today, I have 3 questions.
Pop quiz, huh? Okay. I'm ready to go.
Great. Then let me just get my papers out. There we go. First question. How did you come to join the YTDI?
What do you mean?
I mean, before you became a trainee, where did you live?
Well, I lived in an orphanage.
Oh. And what was that like?
I don't remember much, but it was pretty lonely.
There weren't many others there?
No, there was a whole bunch of us. But we shared rooms and beds and the adults' attention.
So you weren't treated as an individual?
Yeah, I wasn't. A lot of us ran around and it was pretty noisy, but I was always bored. When it wasn't meal time, school time, or chore time, I was stuck in the common room with most of the others. And because we had to share so much, we fought all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Like one time I wanted to play with the Scrabble board, but another girl said I couldn't have it because all I did was trace the board's grid with my fingers. So I said to her, "Nuh-uh, that's how you play Scrabble." And then she said, "You're always doing stuff wrong." And I made a face at her. And then she pulled my hair. And then,
I'm assuming you both got in trouble.
yeah.
The hair wiggles.
Oh my gosh. I scratched her and she started crying. So I got punished. I found the rulebook later. She was right. I was playing the game wrong. I said sorry, but the way I played was fun too.
How were you picked for YTDI? You seem different from the other trainees. At least compared to the others in your squadron.
I don't know. One day these people in white clothes came to the orphanage. They didn't want to play or talk or anything. They just watched us for a week or so. And this loud person told me and a bunch of other kids that we had a bright future ahead of us. And then they brought us here.
You must have come from a world away, huh?
I don't think so. I fell asleep on the bus because I couldn't sleep the night before. But when we got here, it wasn't even lunchtime.
I see. Let's move on to the next question. Are you getting along with your squadron?
We're all supposed to get along with our squadron.
I guess that lines up with what Angie told me. But it's okay. You can be honest with me.
Okay. Most of my squad mates are boring apple polishers. They hate me just because the teachers get mad at me and make us stay in class the extra 10 minutes. It's not my fault class is dull. It's not like doodles are bothering anyone.
Did you know any of your squad mates back at the orphanage?
No. For some reason, I was put in a different squad from everyone else I knew.
Squad sorting must be done randomly. Trying to avoid pre-established social groupings. Sorry, I just had to jot something down. What about your roommate? What do you think of her?
Roommate? You mean Shree? Well, she's really quiet most of the time. But once you get to know her, she's really smart and kind. And most importantly, she's my best friend.
You told me that when you introduced her to me.
Yep. She's also my first friend. And I guess my only one. When class is done, we talk about whatever we want to do, whatever we want, and do things together. Oh, and she teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Tutoring?
Like a few weeks ago, she taught me how to do my hair.
Aww. Huh. So that's why you have that hairband there.
Mm-hmm. I wear it all the time now.
Is there anything else you do together?
filling in coloring books, playing Mary Mac or Sailor Went to Sea. Oh, no, you read. Though Shri is way better than me at it. Like, way better. I heard the teacher say she was 2 reading levels ahead of the rest of her squad.
Wow. That's genuinely impressive.
I know, right? She's so cool.
Which brings me to my third and final question. When Shriya's not around, what do you like doing with your spare time?
Sewing and knitting. When it's break time, I go to the arts and crafts room and make stuff. So far, I've made a placemat and a headband and a scarf. I could show you them sometime if you want.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Okay. Just let me know when you change your mind. Actually, there's one more thing I like doing. But the teachers say it's not proper. Shoot. The world's tight on the tip. The word's right on the tip of my tongue. The world's right on the tip of my tongue is like an entirely different sort of idea. I know it begins with L and...
Is it literature?
Yeah, that's the one. Anyways, I like reading comics. There's a lot less words than Shriya's books, but they're filled with cool pictures. I wish my art was that cool.
Well, you know what they say, right? Practice makes perfect. If you keep going, you'll get to where you need to be.
I'm one step ahead of you. That's why I doodle in class. So I can get good fast.
Is there anything else you enjoy doing?
Well, there's lots of stuff I want to try, but class and homework's always in the way. Bleh.
I'm sorry. Hope you can get more free time in the future.
Yeah, me too.
So that's all the questions I have. I think I'm comfortable stopping here.
Huh? You're leaving already?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm still playing catch up with work.
Playing?
No. You know how you have your classes in that.
Oh, I get it. You've got homework too, huh? You seem like a very busy lady, Dr. Deirdre.
More so than usual. But I should have enough time to dig out my Scrattle board.
You have a Scrattle board?
I do, right in my basement. Was it in storage? Either way, I'll find it. And we can play it whichever way you want.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Don't underestimate me, though. You're talking to a Scrattle champion. Or, an ex-champion. It's been a bit since I last played.
Whoa. A Scrattle champion.
I really do have to go now. But here, please, take this. Consider it a thank you of sorts? What?
What? What's this?
It's a special kind of sticker. If you scratch it...
Whoa! It smells like grapes.
Yeah, it sure does. Is it, cool?
Thank you, Dr. Deirdre.
And, thank you for talking to me. I'll see you next week, yeah?
Keep bringing in awesome stuff like this, and I'll talk to you every day.
What's this? This is her phone.
Oh yeah, sometimes Deirdre needs Iris to lend her an ear. As Deirdre's former supervisor, what advice can Iris give her?
The craft center was nice. I mean, that's gotta be a good sign, right?
A good sign and a good thing are different matters.
Come on, help me out here.
Help isn't what you're texting me for, is it? Besides, I'm a lot more concerned about the militaristic conditions you've reported.
That can change.
Yet every time you critique some part of the YTDI, Dr. Tan seems to resist.
Angie's always been pretty rigid. She's not a bad person, just very by the books.
Dr. Tan is an associate director. She's been around for so long that she writes the book. No one's forcing her to stay where she is.
I could have easily been in her shoes, Iris.
Not with her scruples. I never worked directly with Tan, but I know her reputation. She's got a savior complex. That's dangerous.
What? She just wants to help people.
I'm sure she believes that, but she works in cybernetics. And when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
You haven't seen her with the trainees. Every time we pass a group of them, she smiles and waves, asks how they're doing. They give her the biggest, sweetest smiles back. I don't do that for any of the other researchers.
Deirdre,
She's my friend, Iris.
you're one of the brightest people I know. Maybe the best of your generation. So why are you looking away from the truth? You don't owe Tan your trust. You've seen the lab script, the classrooms, the panopticon. You don't owe Tan your trust. Or anyone at Stop, for that matter. They've given their stamp of approval for all of this, and it smells rotten.
We can heal the rot.
If you say so.
I just want to have faith in the colleagues and friends I've worked with for years. We've made the world the safest it's been in decades. Well, I'm positive things will get better. Angie included.
Even a genius can change the mind of someone who's not listening.
That's why the case study needs to go on. And we'll make them all listen.
Right. Anything else you want to discuss?
You know that trainee I chose to work with for my case study?
CO458.
I bought him a grape-scented sticker the other day. He loved it.
Well then, I take back what I said. Sounds like it's all rosy over there.
June 13th, 2070X. From the bridge, I gaze down at the courtyard. As the sun begins to set, its beams softly tint the YTDI's walls and floors a pale orange. It's comforting. Even the black of the pillar in the center of the room looks warmer than usual. Warm. I never thought I'd see the YTDI that way. It's worlds apart from my first impression of it 1 month ago. 30 days of observing classes, conducting interviews, writing notes. And they felt like seconds. I wonder if it's my age. The older I've grown, the quicker time passes. Summer, fall, winter, spring, all of it passing by while I... Musing over my impending mortality won't get me anywhere. But YTDI really does look warm right now. It If there weren't other people in the building, I'd go down to the ground floor and take a nap in the grass. But right now, I'm sure some of the trainees are doing the same. Children should not have cybernetics or lab script diets.
Brave statements.
Very brave statements. The YTDI is an affront to my research. Any sane person would agree with me. That's why I'm doing everything I can to shut it down behind the backs of people who run the program. But I can't object to giving children, unwanted children, a home, an education, a guaranteed future. They don't have to hunt for scraps or wake up each morning and search for shelter over their heads. As long as they stay here, the YTDI...
D.
Once again, Angie's voice cuts my thoughts short.
Did I interrupt something? You're looking pretty contemplative.
No, it's nothing.
Could have fooled me.
Am I that easy to read, Angie?
Far from it. I've needed a lot of practice.
Huh. I guess you've had plenty of opportunities to do so.
So, what can I do for you? Oh, sorry. That was not
So
me.
what can I do for you?
Oh, it's nothing work-related. Not like I have trainee info to give you anyway. I just wanted a chance to catch up. You've been here for what, a month now? Would you look at that? 1 month exactly. Lucky guess. You wanna take a stroll? They say walking and talking gets the blood flowing.
Angie, I'm getting a weird vibe. Talking gets the blood flowing?
More than standing here staring at nothing. Come on. We've got a lot to catch up on, don't we? What weird vibe could there possibly be? She's so normal.
We begin to walk around the bridge's perimeter. Our pace is slow, aimless, lazy even. And our conversation is just as meandering. See any films lately? Any takeout places you recommend? I know modern art's not your thing, but I think you'd enjoy this new exhibit. And if you don't, you can pick where we have dinner next time. As we chat, my whole body relaxes. It was like this in the beginning, waiting outside Stop's headquarters, excited to take Angie out for our pre-weekend burgers and milkshakes. We were young, the world didn't make sense, but our work always did.
Ugh. Hey, D. D?
I hear Angie calling my name, and my mind snaps back to focus. Is something wrong?
No, nothing. I was just wondering if you were ready to, you know, bring up what was going on earlier.
Oh, that.
No pressure. If you're not up to it,
No, I am. I just need a moment.
take all the time you need.
I take a deep breath to think about how to approach this. Actually, can I ask you a question as a friend?
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
Why did you end up working for YTDI?
That's a big question.
It's been on my mind a lot actually lately.
You saw that classified file, right?
Pardon me?
The one with the summary documents and the
How do you know about that?
A disgruntled employee blew up at us a few months back. swiped a bunch of files taken out of context and tried to shop them out to anyone who would listen. This was around when you were first curious about the YTDI, right?
Yes. People asked me if I knew about it. Of course, at the time I didn't.
Have the full picture? You know those animal rights groups? The ones with the ridiculous PR teams? They demonize undergrads for dissecting rats.
And now they're demonizing us for dissecting children.
Blast the web with oversaturated, gory photos, sensationalized blog posts, social media campaigns. The works. Cherry pick their information to make normal scientists look vile and make themselves look heroic. But those lab researchers care for those animals like they are their own pets. There's piles of paperwork, elaborate onboarding procedures, frequent inspections on their welfare. Even on a practical level, they discourage their suffering.
There aren't any rats at this facility, Angie.
Of course not. Just wanted to make an analogy.
Just compare the children to rats, yeah.
You know, people exaggerating things and all that.
Okay. Then I apologize for...
No, I'm glad you pointed it out. Don't want you to take anything I said the wrong way.
You were gonna tell me about why you joined YTDI?
Right. We went off topic, didn't we? Everyone has the right to a bright future. Most of these trainees don't come from pleasant backgrounds. All of them are orphans. Many of them lived in places that couldn't even feed them once a day. So if Stop hadn't intervened, their futures would have been... Well, that's why I think the YTDI has potential, you know? It provides its trainees with housing, a community, a secure life. And by giving them a secure life, the YTDI will prevent future crimes. Ah,
So in the long term, YTDI will contribute to Stop's raison d'etre.
exactly. And in the short term, we are changing these trainees' lives for the better.
Still, seeing children receive cybernetic enhancements, that just doesn't sit right with me.
I understand. You don't want to be remembered as the mother of cyborg children, do you?
I don't have anything to say to that. She's spot on.
We don't do anything here for fickle reasons. Subjects are only ever cybernetically enhanced if we feel that their quality of life could be improved. The file you saw, all those photos, every one of those children was physically disabled.
There's a blonde girl with her eye.
Trainee 02145, I remember. Anophthalmia. Her poor vision caused her to struggle in class, so we gave her a new eye.
Says a bitch wearing glasses.
Now her essays are on par with some of the top students in her squadron.
Just immediately thinking to oh no, why am I forgetting her name? Our cop lady with the eye in of the devil.
Reyes?
Yeah, Reyes, and how well that's going for her.
Oh my god, yeah. Some of these trainees came here with congenital defects. Others with injuries from horrible accidents. We've only ever used cybernetics to level the playing field between them and their abled squad mates.
My shoulders feel lighter. My brow unfurls. I'm relieved to hear that. And I'm relieved to know my legacy hasn't been completely tarnished.
Oh, for sure. I want you to know, if you have any concerns, you can always come and talk to me.
Yeah, that's what HR always says.
Or just vent if it's after hours.
Almost feels like old times.
Yeah, we're practically kids again. Hey. Wanna come to the arts and crafts room?
Wait, isn't that for trainees?
So? Most of them are in their rooms right now.
Even if that's true, you know I'm not good with...
D. I'm not expecting the next cloud gate or anything. It's just to decompress.
Fine, I'll come.
Yes!
But in return, I get to pick the restaurant for dinner.
Oh, so we're eating out again?
Just like the old times.
Just like old times indeed.
August 13th, 2070X. 2 months have passed.
Oh.
Alright. Where to first?
Let's see. Yellow file?
Yellow file? Alright. Case study report. 8/4/2070X. Regular conversations with CO458 have continued. Contrary to what I witnessed when observing his classroom, CO458 has been inquisitive and willing to cooperate with my study and our one-on-one interactions. It is my firm belief that CO458's intelligence is not below the norm. Rather, the teaching methods used by the YTDI are insufficient to engage him. What his instructors have labeled as acting out appears to instead be an expression of boredom. Considering the number of children the YTDI has under its roof, I do not believe that CO458 is the only trainee to having difficulty with their assignments. I've noticed his squad's instructors rarely encourage creative solutions to exercises, and instead prefer completion of tasks set to a set rubric. Standard spaced teaching methods often produce results that look good on a spreadsheet, but they rarely result in significant information retention or well-developed critical thinking skills. On top of this, children with learning disorders are often left behind. What worries me is that CO458's antics often result in his entire class being punished for his actions. The intent behind this measure is to emphasize the squad as a unit. Failure on one member's part reflects on them all. Perhaps this is successful in other squads, but in CO458's case, all it seems to have managed to do is other him from his peers. Dr. Deirdre Strange. Where to next? This poor boy just has
Found.
ADHD.
Yeah. Deirdre, did you censor anything from your talks with Tan? From what I can read, she's far from honest.
Angie isn't some zealot. She's a brilliant scientist and a dear friend. I just need a little more time to get her on my side.
It's been 3 months.
When I said she was rigid, I wasn't kidding. But, you know, talking to her makes me think. If we rebuild YTDI from the inside out, it could be a net positive for children everywhere.
4 months ago, you were afraid the YTDI would leave you with a foul legacy. That your research on cybernetic sync rates would make you the mother of cyborg children. Now you want to rebuild the YTDI?
If they got rid of the cybernetics, I'm confident Stop could turn YTTI into a competent institution.
Competent institutions don't feed kids lab script.
I'm not gonna burn everything down for a better future. It's not incompatible with what you want, Iris.
Think, Deirdre. Stop is a security organization, not a charity. They offer peace of mind for sale. They do anything to keep world leaders lining their pockets. Why else would they be enhancing children except for their own benefit?
They only give cybernetics to physically disabled trainees.
I doubt those trainees asked for them.
This argument is unproductive, Iris. Look, let's say YTDI was shut down tomorrow, like you clearly want it to be. Where would all the trainees go? Who else would have the resources and the will to take them all in?
Stop didn't make the YTDI with kind intentions. I can tell you that much.
Don't be so conspiratorial.
Don't be so blind. Your research built the foundations for this program.
I know.
Then speak up.
Journal or computer?
Your choice.
Let's go to the journal first. August 12th. I wasn't prepared for the number of trainees who were happy to be at the YTDI. The number of trainees who were overjoyed just because they had clean clothes and sheets. Money doesn't necessarily buy quality, but Stop really isn't cheaping out on their schooling and board. They're practically throwing money at the program, even if the staff sometimes treat their trainees carelessly. Trainees are given rigorous curriculum on math, literacy, physical education, and self-defense. But the instruction is cold. I'm not a teacher, but I know that I only learned to love science because a physics teacher once told me I'd be a good fit for her club. If she hadn't shown me personal attention, where would I be now? No amount of punishment could have made me Dr. Destrange. One time, I watched CO458 and his squadron line up to receive the results of their grammar quiz. It wasn't hard for me to guess how each trainee did. Some shied away from their squad mates, others threw their heads back in relief, when CO458 arrived at the front of the line.
What? I have to do another makeup quiz? But I studied really hard this time.
Not hard enough, I'm afraid. The quiz will start at the time I wrote. See you then.
No, no, no. That's gonna get in the way of my crafting time. Why can't it be...
There is no point in throwing a tantrum. You are going to take the makeup quiz at the time I set, whether you like it or not. Now go. It's rude to hold up the rest of your squadron. Again.
Ugh.
Alright, everyone. 10-minute penalty. Line up against the whiteboard, quietly. CO458. You'll be in the middle.
Oh.
As CO458 dragged his feet to the front of the classroom, I watched the other trainees. Some of them rolled their eyes at him, others gave him a bitter glare. Given the way the teachers pitted trainees against CO458, I wasn't surprised they disliked him. To them, he was a dead weight on their squadron, an underperforming troublemaker. And to me, he was... Seeing no one help him left an indescribable emptiness in my chest. Children like him aren't dumb. If you treat them this way, they'll learn that their performance determines their worth as a person. I've known college students who found that level of responsibility overwhelming, but these trainees are elementary schoolers. They need coaching to get things through to them. Frankly, I'm surprised there aren't more stragglers. I acknowledge that YTDI is a new program and STOP isn't an educational organization. Growing pains are par for the course. Angie's been listening to my criticisms. She's not stonewalling me, but she is defensive and practiced at it. She's always ready to fire off statistics in response. Half the trainees were illiterate before they came here. Now 98 are performing above metrics. Meanwhile, when I ask about my own suggestions for the YTDI, she claims that they're in queue to be heard, that there's a long chain of command to go through. She is listening to me. Except when it comes to the use of cybernetics. Angie says they're helping disabled trainees, but she presses off their side effects as if we were discussing fringe theories in the classroom. And whenever she does, I can't help but wonder, how are those trainees coping with the technology grafted to their bodies? Did they ask for these enhancements? Do I want my research to be associated with these procedures? Well, I'll try to be patient with Angie for now. Convincing people takes time. Besides, the YTDI has other problems. The trainees sleep in a panopticon. No matter where their rooms are, there'll be guards and cameras peering inside. The games, books, and shows they have are limited in their themes. And I've seen more than one trainee tense up whenever I pass by their dorm's window. I'm sure the staff are miserable too. Guards eat their meals while they're on duty. The teachers' curriculums are stringent. It's a wonder the researchers can see their screens when they're blatantly ignoring what's in front of them. STOP wants its own boarding program, division, or JROTC program. More power to them. I wish YTDI so it wouldn't be so cavalier with cybernetics, overbearing with the security measures, draconian with its education. I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I want to write. Hope Angie was right about my suggestions being in a queue. I have this dreadful feeling that change can't come soon enough. D. That's a good question, Kento. Do the enhancements grow with their bodies?
That's a really good question. Presumably they need to get more work later on, but maybe these are cybernetics that, you know, we're in a bit of a fantastical universe. Maybe this is these cybernetics that do sort of have a biological component in them.
Interview with CO458. August 13th. Oh, the camera wasn't on.
Oopsie. Guess the world will never know the results of our grand Scrattle match, huh?
It's quite a shame. Your skills have improved tremendously.
But I lost again.
Well, I was a Scrattle champion. You just learned this rule set a couple weeks ago. I mean it. You're very good. I think you could go to toe-to-toe with Rhea now.
Uh-huh? Have you foolish adults finally reevaluated my reading ability? Oh, wait. I don't think Shreya knows how to play Scrattle.
Could you teach her? From what you told me, I think she'd make a wonderful player.
Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time, you know?
What do you mean? Did something happen?
Can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
So my teacher asked me to stay behind in class. I thought he had spotted me drawing again, but he told me I didn't have to study anymore because one of the researchers had talked to him.
That's strange. What did they tell him?
Well, they said, I'm gonna go through my first processing.
Processing. What is that?
No. None of us know. I mean, I know that everyone gets processed eventually. And that process trainees graduate. And that when you graduate, you leave the initiative.
That's rather vague.
That's what I said. They must be hiding something. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. When I think about it at night, I can't sleep. It makes my skin all prickly. But you want to know what's really strange? None of my squad mates are getting processed with me.
Is that unusual?
Yeah. We always see other trainees leave for processing in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. Never one.
CO458,
I'm not stupid. I know why I was picked. It's because I doodle in class. Because I forget my homework. Because when it's time for group projects, none of my squad mates want to work with me. And because whenever I try to talk to someone, they always act so tired.
From Kanto in chat. Congratulations, you get to serve in the wonderful United Territories military. You get to be a child soldier.
Yay.
Yay.
My squad, the other trainees, even my teachers, I know they want me processed. I sense it even when they don't speak to me. Because they all hate me.
I don't think that's true. Shreya doesn't hate you.
She's in a different squad. She doesn't have to be around me when we do class. If she's always getting punished because of me.
Well, I like you too. How about that?
You're just saying that because of your case study thing.
No. No. I mean it. You're a talented artist. Your excitement is infectious. You're much smarter than people you give you credit for. And I think you're lovely just the way you are.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Could you visit me as soon as my first processing is over?
Of course. I mean, my case study requires it.
Pinky swear?
Pinky swear. Yeah, Kanto, this is getting sad, and it is going to continue to be sad. Because
Surely you'll be happy.
yeah, like, this is the prequel to Malviolence. If you haven't seen or played Malviolence yet, yeah, this we know where this goes.
And if you break your promise?
I promise the boy doesn't die. You can, break my finger.
Huh? Really?
No, that's not how it... Please don't. But I will come back for you, no matter what.
What a...
I promise.
Oh, God.
You doing okay there, Jacqueline?
Yeah.
August 29th, 2070X.
It's not even a month after the last one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 weeks. All right, where to?
Phone.
CD.
Oh, CD, yeah.
Interview with
Interview.
S1474.
Okay.
August 20th.
August 20th, 26.
Here, will you take over Dr. Destrange?
Sure. Thank you for speaking with me. I'm sorry, by the way, about how sudden all of this is.
It's okay. I can do my homework tomorrow morning, though I might not finish before class starts.
Your teachers already know about your interview today. They agreed to give you an extension.
Hmm? I didn't know they gave extensions.
They've never given them before.
No. In my squad, we're supposed to move at the same pace as each other. Like a flock of...
Birds, right?
Mm-hmm. So, an extension for someone who falls behind is...
From what your teachers have told me, you seem like the leader among your squadron. I get the impression that they didn't expect a missed assignment to deter you.
Hmm?
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Good. Then please introduce yourself.
My name is... Trainee S4174.
You told me your name the first time you met. Why not now?
I don't want CO458 to feel alone. Or I didn't
I see.
then.
What was your life like before you joined the YTDI?
Um,
You don't have to talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable.
it was very far away from here.
I see. Thank you. I'll move on. Question 2. Are you getting along with your squadron?
Honestly,
Please.
I feel like I'm trapped inside glass. My squad mates see me. They know I exist, but they don't know how to reach me. And to be honest, I don't know how to reach them either. It probably doesn't help they're weirded out by my arm. None of my squad mates are missing anything, but that doesn't stop the kids in other squads from getting along. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Or maybe it's that lady. The one with the messy hair and the dangly earrings.
You mean Angie? Dr. Tan? What does she...
She likes to meet me after class. Asks how I'm doing about homework. Have me carry things for a few minutes. Sometimes she'll take a roll of measuring tape and wrap it around my arm. If I do well, she'll pat me on my head and give me candy.
I thought candy was practically contraband around here.
I don't mind any of that, but Every time Dr. Angie takes me aside, she and the teachers tell my squad mates to follow my example. And I think some of them are jealous of that.
And how do you feel about it?
Sick to my stomach. I don't like working. I don't like being in the spotlight. They call me a hard worker, but I'm just trying to escape notice. Just trying to avoid arguments, fights. The other kids. But my squad mates drag me into their messes anyway. They want Dr. Angie's attention. They want to be praised. They want candy, and they want to be someone's favorite. My class scares me, Dr. Deirdre.
We don't have to talk about them anymore if you don't want to.
Please.
Well then, what do you think of CO458?
CO458. I like him. He's my best friend.
He told me the same thing.
That makes me really happy. When I first came to YTDI, he was assigned my roommate. As soon as I entered my dorm, he marched over and swung his hand up to greet me. He had this big groovy grin on his face. I'd seen it before. Strangers that act friendly. Bad people with fake smiles trying to get something from you. And I didn't know what he wanted from me. So for the first few weeks, I tried to avoid him as much as possible. Finding a quiet corner in the library, hiding in the bush in the middle of a courtyard. I thought he'd get tired of it after a couple days, but somehow he'd always find me. One day I couldn't stand it anymore, so I just asked him, "Why do you keep bugging me?" And do you know what he told me? "You look lonely. I want to be your friend." He wasn't hiding anything. He didn't want anything from me. Somehow I could just tell he was sincere.
And that's how you two became close.
After that, I stuck with CO458 whenever I could. Playing games with him, writing stories together. Sometimes we just sit in silence and read books from the library. I owe a lot to Pat. CO458. Because of him, my dorm's the one place where I don't feel like I'm walking on eggshells. But
Is something wrong? The camera? Yeah. It's a standard model. Video, but no audio. There's no need to worry. It won't pick up on anything we say.
Really? But in class we're told they have microphones.
Some of them do, technically. But the mic's limited in range, so it'll only record poor quality sound. And since fixing poor sound is expensive and time consuming, Stop usually keeps the mics off.
I see.
Did you want to continue?
I'm worried about CO458. You've been watching over him, right?
Yes.
So then you've seen how they treat him in class.
Yes.
If you stay a bad student, you'll get a nasty punishment. One that'll change your life forever. That's what everyone whispers. When I first heard the rumor, I was terrified. I didn't want CO458 to Not after everything he did for me. So, I tried helping him after school. I taught him how to concentrate in boring classes or fake it. We read through textbooks together. I even wrote him sheets of study notes. But no matter how hard he tried to get better, he keeps getting picked on. Even though he was improving, they kept singling him out and then he told me he was getting processed.
Do you know what that means?
No. But after he said it, he didn't want to look at me anymore. They took him away last week. Without him, everything's so quiet. He's not flipping through comic books or scribbling on his desk or rummaging through my box of hairbands. Am I a bad friend for thinking that he's being punished right now?
I wish I knew what to say.
Aren't you a doctor? Don't you know what's happening to him?
I'm sorry. I'm as much in the dark as you are. But knowing CO458, I'm sure he'll be okay. He's a strong boy.
You think so?
I know so. He is the center of my case study, after all.
I hope you're right.
I think I'll conclude our interview here. You look tired.
Do I?
Honestly, you look like you're about to fall asleep.
Maybe.
Would a parting gift help cheer you up? I have a pack of scented stickers. Here, choose whichever one you want.
Thank you, but be alright.
You really don't want one? I thought they were cool.
Don't worry about me. Dr. Angie has me covered. Save them for Pavel.
Oh.
Where to next?
Phone.
He's in processing. I won't get to see him for at least another week. I thought there'd be more time. He's still so small. Is there anything you know about processing, Iris? Please tell me it's only skin deep.
I'm sorry. I never ever saw any of the projects directly. By the time the YTDI was funded, I was already on the way out. Founded, rather.
Surely you have something on it, Iris. I know you. You keep tabs on everything.
Not on this. Processing is kept under especially tight wraps at the YTDI. As you've guessed, it is a step related to cybernetic enhancement, but beyond that...
I should have done something. I should have used my authority, my expertise to intervene before it was too late. Instead, I just stood by the sidelines. I never even raised my voice.
I know I've been critical sometimes. Harsh, even. But I think this would have gone ahead anyways, no matter what you did.
Really?
From my impression of these people, definitely.
How encouraging.
Listen. I was given a polite exit, but your name still carries weight at stop. Your case study is compelling and detailed. And I have no doubt that little boy is going to be more happy to see you again once he's out of there. More than happy to see you again. You just need to save your strength for the right time. And when that time comes, don't take no for an answer.
Thank you, Iris. I just hope I'm not too late. Case file.
Yeah.
Case study report, 814-2070X. Focus study of CO458 is on hold while the subject undergoes quote-unquote processing. Observations of CO458's former squad have continued in the meantime with little to report. Without CO458's presence, the classroom time is quiet and proceeds evenly. Conducted short interviews with trainees in his cohort. Anxiety about future graduations is high. Currently seeking clearance to visit CO458 in recovery. Will update as soon as they have had an opportunity to do so. Dr. Destrange. August 20th. Where could he have gone? The security report told me that it would be at least another week before he'd return. Of course, they didn't mention anything about processing. It sounds scientific, but it could mean practically anything. And if it happens to involve cybernetics, no, there's only so much they can do before puberty. It should be minor. Maybe even... Why am I trying to rationalize this? I prefer to stop in all excuses despite having proof right in front of me. They want to use my research to modify children. Why? I don't know, and frankly, it doesn't matter. If the YTDI really was serving the greater good, why have Angie and her coworkers been why have they been so evasive, so secretive? I can't afford to be humble or gracious or cowardly anymore. I know more about cybernetics than every other researcher in their department put together. And yet, I allowed myself to be cowed. I acted respectably. I never caused a scene. Because I cared much more about appeasing Stop than doing the right thing. I can't look away anymore. So they shouldn't be able to either. I'll finish my reports. Thrust it in their faces. Make them see what they've wrought. I'll be diplomatic even if it means biting my tongue. And I'll write this. All cybernetics have limitations. If CO458 is being modified, the most they could do is enhance his optic nerves. Still invasive and perverse, but once he's endured the anesthesia and intense PT regimens, it ultimately won't affect his life. They wouldn't risk harming a valuable young subject with anything more extreme. Hopefully the worst will be over soon. CO458 is still alive. Once he's gone through processing, I'll make every effort to place him in an environment better suited to a child of his age. But first, I need to think of an appropriate recovery gift. Something I can fit in my lab coat pockets. D.
Interview with CO458. August 29th, 2070X.
Good afternoon, CL458. I see you're back from processing.
Dr. Deirdre? You came.
You sound surprised. I promised I'd visit, didn't I?
Yeah, but... It's been a really long week. I kinda wondered if you'd forgotten.
Never. What's this on the floor?
Oh, it's just the puzzle piece. Trio was working on finishing it while I was gone. But when I was wheeled back in, it got trampled on. Tree wasn't happy about that.
I can imagine. Here, I got you something. I figured you'd need to pick me up after processing.
Fruit Goochies.
Goochies.
Whoa.
There's some snacks from the outside. I promise they taste nothing like script.
I didn't know they made food so colorful. And tasty.
Glad I picked out something good. So, what have you been up to since processing? Just resting?
Well, I'm trying. But Shri keeps bringing me classwork. I thought I didn't have to study anymore.
That's very rude of them. I'm sorry, CO458.
You know, I've been thinking. You don't have to call me that. You can call me Pavel.
For the sake of the case study, I really shouldn't break protocol.
Did you break protocol for the gummies?
Alright. I'm sorry, Pavel.
Hehe, much better.
Is having a proper name important for you?
Indeed it is. It's a big deal for you, too. Not just anybody gets to call me by my true name.
Oh?
Yeah. It's like I'm letting you use it. You and Shri. No one else. You're my inner circle. You get to know my secret identity.
Like a superhero, huh?
Exactly like a superhero.
Got it. I'll keep it hush-hush then. Have you been outside this room since processing?
No. When I said I was bedridden earlier, I wasn't
Exaggerating?
Thanks. You've always got the right word for me. But yeah, being bedridden, it's really starting to bug me. It's like I've got a house cold.
You mean a cabin fever?
Whatever. They're the same thing anyways.
Then what happened during your processing?
Well, it was kind of like getting my teeth cleaned. Like, one moment I'm laying on this long, hard table. They've got this big light over me. It kind of looked like a spider with a bunch of eyes and legs. The light was super bright underneath, and I was surrounded by all these doctors in white uniforms and masks. I was told to count down from 60, so I did. But then I fell asleep before I could finish. And then I woke up and...
What? What happened? Was there something wrong with your legs?
Wrong? No. Nothing was wrong with them. But now they can give me better legs. You know, an upgrade.
Better ones?
Ones that'll let me run faster or jump higher. Like a real superhero, you know? Really, it's okay. If I just practice hard.
I believe you, Pavel. You don't have to move, please. You're very brave. Do you know that, Pavel?
Of course I'm brave. Brave like a hero.
Here, hide these under your pillow. Make them count. I'll be back in a week. I promise.
See you again, Dr. Deirdre. Oh, Pavel.
I can't be a part of this. No one should be a part of this. It's not enough to leave. The fact that anything like this could happen in a modern facility? Maybe it was naive to think that one's case study could fix Stop. But if so, what then? What now?
September 9th, 2070X.
Where to first? Phone?
Thing, yeah. Phone.
I've got my 2 weeks notice lined up with Pavel's estimated graduation. Moment he's out of the system, I'm taking him and leaving.
Smartest thing you've said in a while. Do you have any concerns?
It's possible they won't let him graduate. Promises for services rendered don't mean much to people who mutilate children. My case study is half as explosive as I'm hoping it'll be. It's not the kind of thing that Stop will let circulate for a while.
There are plenty of people out there willing to listen to you.
Not after I slander our internationally beloved crime-fighting organization. My friends are friends in PR or allies in the media. It'd be easy to paint me as another disgruntled former employee, disappointed by the lack of direction in her career and looking for a book deal.
Sorry, Deirdre. I wish I could tell you that won't happen. But even if things do go to shit on your end, allow me to give you a silver lining. When Pavel gets out, and he will, you can bring him here.
Iris.
Once upon a time, it was a garage. Then it was an unrealized research lab with some living quarters. Now it's yours. It's no 5-star hotel, but it's not too bad this time of year. There's even a river nearby.
I don't know what to say. You're just giving that to me?
What did you expect? I'm a wealthy woman with very few hobbies. I would have ended up renting it out if I even remembered it was there. Much better for you two to get some use out of it.
Thank you, Iris. I really mean it. I already owe you so much.
Hey, the place isn't that big.
I'll keep that in mind.
You'd better. I don't want to hear any complaints about it being cramped down the line. Stay safe, teacher.
I'll try.
Case file.
Yeah. Case study report, 9/3/2070X. I'm absolutely appalled at the Youth Training and Development Initiative's decision to perform a major amputation on trainee CO458. Improvements in synchronization rates are irrelevant. This technology was only ever intended for use in adults, save for rare exceptions. The relatively static state of an adult body allows for much easier construction of prosthetics, and only a mentally mature individual can reasonably be expected to endure the inevitable side effects of cybernetic implantation. Let me be clear. Rejection symptoms are not a risk, they are inevitability. For all the advancements in biotech in the last few decades, there have not been enough to stop the body from revolting against artificial neurons when they are stitched into its muscles, or from realizing that a hunk of polyurethane and silicon in its skull are not part of its gray matter. Medication can suppress the body's immune response and stave off seizures, but it is a patch, not a long-term solution. Despite these facts, CO458 was approved for full transfemoral amputation and implant preparation procedure. I cannot conceive of a scenario that justifies the callous removal of 2 completely healthy limbs from a young child. The fact remains that CO458's quality of life has been significantly impacted for no reason beyond the YTDI's goals. If this is the level at which YTDI is allowed to conduct itself, then it is clear to me that STOP has become little better than the organizations it once worked to quash. There's no theoretical threat or future crime that justifies what I've witnessed. If this is what my research is now supporting, I would rather have not pursued it in the first place. Dr. Deirdre Lestrange. Yeah, Iris's room Iris's property is only big enough for a short visual novel escape room game.
Only a few dozen puzzles.
They took his legs. As if stripping him of his name wasn't enough, they ripped the legs off of his body. Why? I can't think of any good reason for this. Pavel, sunlight that he is, said they plan to give him better ones. He even tried to prove it in spite of the pain. And the worst part is, it's not over. He hasn't graduated yet. The last time I tried to visit him, he'd been taken back for further processing. I had to find out from Shreya, of all people. The guards barely seemed to care. Asking about his absence was like asking about the garbage being taken out a day earlier. Someone else did the work, so they don't need to know. They said all this while looking at me with the expression they always wore on duty. One of malaise, of superiority, of contempt. Funny how they press the kids to be smilingly obedient while the adults look like bored children. When I entered the room, I noticed a distinct coldness in the air. Shreya looked awful. Had she been eating properly? She seemed so frail. If she was taken to the operating table now, her chances of survival. I have to leave Stop, and the YTDI has to go with me. I don't want any of this to be my legacy. As if. What's an academic supposed to do against an intergovernmental organization with unlimited resources and an ever-growing supply of cybernetic muscle? Maybe I can follow Iris's example. This case report will be my indictment of Stop. My voice should carry enough importance to damn it on my way out the door. But if I try to make an impact with my exit instead of leaving quietly, what'll happen next? If I say anything about the cages the kids were kept in, the courts will bury me, and I'll have to hope that Stop doesn't single me out extrajudicially. And if they do, I'll have to kiss my future academic opportunities goodbye. But, so what? They can't expect me to keep quiet after everything I've seen. That one conversation with Angie still makes my blood boil. We were observing a physical education class. The kids were told to run laps to the point of exhaustion, and knowing YTDI, they were probably forced to run past that point for research purposes. While the teachers were tending to them, Angie leaned over and whispered to me, "Look how strong they're growing. Healthy and smart and tough as nails. Isn't it incredible?" Then she looked at the back ranks and soured, "But there are still stragglers. Sigh. Gotta iron out the kinks eventually." After she said that, she turned back to me. "You know, if that squadron were enrolled in public school, some PSHE teacher would be coddling them by now. None of them would ever know how much they could achieve with just a little more pressure. With just one more push from someone who knows how much they can take. Back in school, I knew this kid, born with a hole in his heart, maybe some large ASD. They had it rough, but they persevered. Didn't pity themselves, had pride. But the teachers insisted on coddling them, waiting on them hand and foot, carrying their books, giving them extra exam time, letting them skip phys ed. The adults around them, they're conditioned to find their life. By the time they graduated, I hardly recognized them. Ended up more of a ghost than a person. If I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't let them fail themselves like that." Does she think we're still friends? I've been speaking to her less and less. By now she's basically talking to herself. And I hate seeing her inner ugliness rear its head. As soon as Pavel's healthy enough to graduate, I'll make my move. But I'm not leaving Stop without him.
Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
September
9th, 2070X.
I think that's
Whoa,
Angie.
D. Sorry, I was sneezing.
You're good.
There a fire drill going on?
What? Oh, no, I was just looking for Pavel. I can't find him anywhere.
Pavel. Who's... Oh. CO458. Well, it's okay. I'm certain he's around somewhere. I mean, it's very safe here. It's not like he could have just wandered off.
Of course not. And yes, it's very safe here.
What?
I'm not convinced that any of this is necessary.
You're talking about processing.
For starters.
D, post-op is never going to look pretty. You know that. You've seen it thousands of times.
On soldiers, volunteers, adults, people who could consent.
You didn't see the places we pulled these kids out of. Filthy, overcrowded, underfunded.
This facility is very clean and very well funded. That doesn't make it right. Whatever your justifications are.
I'm not sure I appreciate your tone. We've been nothing but transparent with you from the beginning.
I don't know, I think you blatantly lied to me, actually.
We've given you complete access to our building, our resources, even our subjects. I had to fight for you, you know.
Then why wasn't I notified about Pavel's processing?
Maybe you weren't on the right mailing list. There are no conspiracies here, Dee. You of all people had to have known exactly what the initiative's goals are.
Angie,
Look, I'm not in the mood to argue medical ethics with you in the goddamn hallway. CO 458's in recovery. He's fine.
What? How?
This isn't some back alley surgeon for hire operation. We know what we're doing. Do you?
Pavel, are you... Oh, God. Your head, your hair, your eye. It's...
Dr. Deirdre?
Pavel, wait.
Oh.
I've got you. Just stay right there. Has anyone been here to take care of you?
Oh. Well. I think so. Shuri has been here at night a few times. Hasn't said much, though. I pretend to be asleep because I think she might be scared of me now.
She's probably worried about you. I'll go talk to her, okay?
Okay. I really don't want to upset her.
You don't have to worry about upsetting anyone, okay? You haven't done anything wrong. How are you feeling?
I don't know. Tired and weird.
It's alright.
I'm scared. My graduation is soon and I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. What else they'll do to me.
Just close your eyes for me, okay? Pavel? He's asleep.
Oh.
They're going to tear him apart. Rearrange him again and again, and not just him. All the other trainees here. All the other children yet to come. Over and over and over. And for what? This is my fault. My research laid the foundation for this. My reputation funded this. I let this happen. I did this. There has to be something I can do. No. I have to do something more than that. More than writing words on a goddamn page. That's it. I'll break him out. Prevent him from graduating. Burn this program to the ground as we leave. At this point, this isn't even a call for justice. It's just plain cause and effect.
September 16th, 2070X.
September 9th. I'm going to destroy my life's work. They'll have to update the textbooks. Small footnote at the bottom of the page or the back of the index. Dr. Deirdre Destrange went on to commit multiple terrorist attacks. We in no way, shape, or form approve of her blah blah blah. Sorry, this is off topic, but there is a math paper that has one of the best footnotes of all time, which is like, citation to Ted K, best known for other work.
That is, yeah, I think about that a lot.
Fine by me as long as I leave my name in. A curious kid might search for that crazy lady's name on the internet. Find a case report written by her and give it a read. Better a pariah who speaks the truth than a diligent researcher who can't stand to look at it. As I walk through YTDI's halls, my stomach drops when I pass the spots all rig. The guards just stand around and glower at the kids. They're still combat-ready professionals. More than a match for little old me. If they ever catch on to my plans, they could drop me before I even enter the building. Funny. I hadn't feared others being able to hear my thoughts since I was in college. I remember feeling guilty when I learned about the thermal runaway lithium-ion batteries. When I realized how easily this knowledge could be reapplied, I was convinced that there was something wrong with me. Maybe I was right back then. Compared to my usual work, making bombs is dead simple. I spent most of my time planning how I'd space out the fertilizer purchases. Looking back on it, smuggling Pobble snacks in made for a fine trial run. I have surefire proof the guards don't check me. So why am I so anxious? If it's not my legacy and it's not the process itself, am I afraid of what will happen to Pavel after all this? I can house him thanks to Iris, I have money, I can cook, but there's so much I don't know about Pavel. How will I care for his medical needs? How will I educate him? Will freeing him doom him to a life in hiding? And Tria, and the other children, and every other floor soul that's been victimized by this program, where will they go once I'm gone? Even if I could house them all, they wouldn't be free to leave. Not with Stop on their tail. I just have to move them from one spacious cell to a cramped one. A cramped one next to a river. Still. I'd never forgive myself if I left Pavel behind. My research led to him getting hurt. I won't let that happen again. I've done all the planning I can. For now, I think a eulogy to a life of service is in order. To my colleagues, the good ones. I hope you've been working from home. To the rest, you've got no right to complain about what comes next. And to stop,
Lol.
this is war. Plant any more seeds, and I'll salt the earth. D.
Oh, I do love her.
She's so good. I'm gonna go pick up the dog really quick.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing, Twitch chat. I hope you're enjoying this. If you didn't watch ProtoViolence, that was a really fun stream. It was a lot more puzzle heavy than this, but that was very fun. And there's another game that's I think is in the works or recently released. I believe I heard what it's called.
The demo is out. Interviolence.
The demo is
and
out.
it is a game maker game instead of a visual novel, I believe.
Very fun.
And we will definitely play it when it hits its full release.
We absolutely will.
Especially because, like, there's a new character that's been added. If you like a woman who is a truck driver and speaks only in lowercase and whose name is Mo with a period, then I have a good feeling about where where the next game goes.
And I do, to be clear.
All right,
And
phone
I
or
do
case
love that
file?
kind of woman. Let's hit the case file.
Case study report 9927DX. Met with CO458 today. Engaged in normal conversation and activities with subject. CO58 became tired shortly into session, so visit was cut short after about an hour. CO458's temperature and blood pressure appear to be higher than normal levels during the visit, recommending an increase in immunosuppressant dosage. Recovery otherwise seems to be on pace with expected timeline. Dr. Destrange. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? I'm not trying to hurt anybody, I just want to get Pavel out.
Aren't you doing precisely that?
Yes, but there's a growing list of asterisks. I can't save the other children, the numbers just don't work.
And how does that make you feel?
Like garbage? Where will they go? They know nothing about the real world.
Kids are tougher than you think.
Not tougher than stop.
You'd be surprised. They'll adapt.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
I doubt anything could right now.
What about a confession? I wanted all of this. The recognition, the respect, the budgets, the pay. You know, before I came to Stop, I took 5 internships in one summer. Barely got my foot out the door before I added them to my CV and never looked back.
And we all do. That's the game we play.
I liked playing the game. I was good at it. There's a sizable cowardly portion of me that doesn't want to give it up.
And do you worry about Dr. Tan and the rest?
Despite myself, yes.
That's just the kind of person you are. In case we don't get a chance to reconnect for a while, let me say this. Every system falls apart eventually. It's entropy. Forest fires are natural and healthy. Stop is no exception. If people are horrified by your findings and your methods, that's for the best. They'll quit. They'll leave in droves. And you'll have gotten them out of a dark hole.
And if I hurt people?
Then you'll just have to make up for it.
And the kids?
They'll be strong. Even if their new lives aren't cushy or clean, they'll be lives that they chose for themselves.
Again, that's not reassuring.
I know. Very little is right now. You have a lot to answer for, D. You're already a history maker. From here on, I'm sure you'll be making history in a good way. Try to remember that when you eat breakfast with Pavel.
Then, is this goodbye?
It has to be. But you'll be in my home. I'll be there in some way. In fact, the sheets might still smell like me.
Iris, gross.
Apologies, couldn't help myself. But you don't need me anymore. You'll do good. You always have.
Thank you.
Take care now. You were always my star pupil, Deirdre. I trust you'll remember me as your mentor and friend. Hopefully when you're retired and peacefully birdwatching.
Goodbye. I'll miss you, Dr. Kai.
Okay.
Alright, let's break this boy out.
Dot, 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 dot. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
September 9th.
September 9th, 2070X.
Hello, Pavel.
Good afternoon, Dr. Deirdre.
Are you feeling all right?
Me? It'd take a lot more than this to...
It's okay. You can be honest. Did your graduate training not go well? Or did your graduate training not go well?
It was... scary. Scary and confusing.
Could you tell me what happened? What was the training like?
Well, they've been running tests on the chip they put in my head. When it turns on, it's like my brain squeezed into a box. Or a minecart. It can only go on the tracks.
That does sound scary.
Yeah. I had to do all these stupid reflex exercises. And after that, they made me solve math problems and other dumb stuff. All while they looked at me over their clipboards and data pads. And so far, I've been doing good. I was doing everything they wanted, even when it felt weird. It felt like somebody was looking over my shoulder. Only that the shoulder wasn't there, and that somebody was me. And someone else was moving my body. Speaking for me. Like it wasn't my body anymore. I was just so scared. It was gross and strange and
Deep breaths, Pavel.
I just couldn't take it anymore. I did something bad. I was upset. I couldn't help it. I couldn't.
Pavel? Pavel! Oh my god. I've got you, Pavel. I've got you. You're safe. I'm going to call emergency services right now. You'll be okay, I promise. Shit. He's on his side. There's nothing in his way, and I've set a timer for 5 minutes. I've done everything I can. But why isn't the emergency call button working? It worked for another trainee. I've seen it before. The maintenance team always checks it. Is there something wrong with his... No. They wouldn't. They wouldn't dare.
Dr. Deirdre?
Pavel? It's okay, Pavel. I'm here. It's okay. You had a seizure. But you're safe and I've cleaned you up. It's okay.
Why? Why did they do this to me? Why? It hurts. They want to hurt me. They want to punish me, don't they? It's because I'm broken. That's why they want to fix me, to be like the other kids. I can't stay in line, and I never will. So they're gonna keep taking me apart until I break, taking me apart piece by piece like this forever.
Pavel, I need you to calm down for me, okay? You're gonna make yourself sick.
But
It'll be okay. It's over now. I'll make sure they won't hurt you anymore. I mean it.
okay. Okay. Okay.
This is how I felt when I failed my driving test. I'm sorry, I can't tell. I give Pablo a glass of water to sip. His hands are shaking, so I hold the water for him. After that, I help him into bed, tuck him in, and wish him good night. Stroke the little amount of hair left on his head. Then I close the door and walk out of the room. The door behind me clicks shut. I don't have words to describe what I just witnessed. I don't need a 10-page paper to sum up what I feel. Disgust. They took away his medication. His medication. How in any world is that justifiable as punishment? He could have died. Public gets hammered down because he sticks out, but any kid would do the same. If he's suffering like this, there's no doubt the other trainees are too. I need to talk to Angie, now. I can't believe she's overlooked this for so long. Before I leave for good, I need to look her in the eyes and try and make her see. Find Angie at the bridge, gazing at the courtyard below. She looks like she did the first day I came here. She hasn't changed at all. As I approach, she turns to give me an unreadable look. For a moment, I barely recognize her. For a moment, part of me wants to believe she's someone else entirely.
I imagine you're here to talk about CO458.
I pause. That was unusually direct of her. What do you mean?
It's the 21st century, D. We've got cameras in every room.
I suddenly remember Shreya, her gazing up at the corner of the room, her dark eyes wide with fear. You were watching that the whole time? She blinks. So you saw how I called for help? You saw him go into a seizure because he wasn't given his medication?
We don't know that. A lot of the trainees hate taking it. They'll put it under their tongue or...
That's bullshit and you know it. These are your precious test subjects. Invaluable troves of medical data. If you wanted to, you could get a doctor to any room in any building in seconds.
What are you suggesting?
It's not a suggestion. You're punishing him for what happened during his graduate training. There's a long silence. The tension twists the air in my stomach into knots. She's choosing her next words very carefully, tasting them in her mouth, rolling them around like a boiled sweet. Nostalgia laps at me for a moment, a warm pool at the back of my mind. She used to do this before her research presentations, worrying the inside of her cheek as she awaited my feedback.
Maybe you're right. But it doesn't matter, D.
She doesn't look back. Excuse me?
Does what happened to CO458 matter that much? Once he passes graduate training, he's got a stable career set out ahead of him. He won't want for food, housing, or guidance.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. In exchange for his legs? His brain? His individuality?
Individuality? What are you, a teenager? Everyone's gotta grow up sometime.
I bite down on my tongue. As much as I want to, cursing her won't get me anywhere.
What's happening isn't complicated, D. You've gotten too attached to your subject of research. You've lost sight of your objectivity. That's all. Happens to the best of us sometimes. Even you.
She's turned back to look at me, but she isn't seeing me. She's done talking. The feeling's mutual. Earlier in the day, I had printed out my case study. I intended to go through it with a red pen. That night, I fed it to the shredder, page by page. Months of work gone in moments. It was the best I'd felt in ages.
October 1st, 2070X.
In a matter of minutes, I'm going to burn down my entire career. Maybe it's fitting that the planning reminded me of how I designed my first cybernetic hand, linking each step to the next like titanium phalanges. While I filed the documents, I studied the blind spots in the security. I learned where patrols don't visit as often, and where security cameras don't cover the whole room. I participated in fire drills in search of evacuation routes, so I could avoid them. Fighting back against YTDI's electronic security was almost easier. Stopping rebels and terrorists back into Stop's heyday had given me a healthy perspective in tech security. DNA signatures like the ones attached to your keycards could be spoofed, and an electric lock was useless once you cut its power. So I went through every step. I expected someone to stop me. A guard who'd catch me leaving packages in a dark corner, or a lab tech who'd find files I was taking out suspicious. But no one noticed. Even when I slipped into the security room to inject a virus into their systems, I told the staff I was doing an inspection. They looked the other way. Maybe they lived hand-to-mouth lives. Maybe they hate YTDI as much as I do and want to see it burned to the ground. Whatever the truth, I'm not interested in psychoanalyzing lower-level staff. I have one job, and I intend to see it through. Getting to Pavel will be simple. I'll enter his room through the small door in the back. No one will suspect me. They'll think I'm conducting another checkup. Just another inane interview to pad out my case study. Escaping will be a much more complicated task. Security cameras are disabled. Safety alarms rewired. Escape routes been plotted. Things go pear-shaped. There's pyrotechnics that I have set up ahead of time. But once I trigger the siren, I can't predict who or what will get in the way. My heart's pounding feverishly, my brain's swirling with phases and countermeasures and backups. I'm painfully aware of every step and every breath I take. Because once I open the dorm room door, there's no going back. I still have a way out. I can leave this behind and go back to my old life, cut ties with Stop quickly, retire quietly to a bucolic existence with honors and accolades to my name, bury my regret with rage in the back of a well-tended flower bed. But if I don't open this door, Pavel will continue suffering. He might not survive graduation. Even if he does, he'll become a nameless drone, a shell of a person marching through life, armed with clockwork thoughts and a plastic smile. I can't abandon him. Not that. Pavel? I'm gonna come closer, okay?
Dr. Deirdre?
Now listen to me very carefully. I want to give you something.
Oh. Wait, is it another snack?
It's better. Pavel, do you want control?
Control over what?
Your future.
I've never really thought about my future.
Would you like to? You can take your time. I understand I'm asking.
Yeah. I do, Dr. Deirdre. I want control.
Then take this switch and press this button. As soon as you do, you'll be free. I take Pavel by the hand and gently guide him out of bed. As his legs clack against the tiles, he wobbles. Do you need help? I ask quietly. We have a lot of ground to cover and every second's crucial. But if he's in pain,
It's okay.
he responds. Clearly takes some effort, but he grins up at me.
What better way to get used to these legs than a prison break?
Despite everything, I chuckle. In between the pulses of the siren, I can hear footsteps of staff and trainees rushing down the hallway. I take his hand, and we walk through the door I came through. Neither of us look back. The back hall of the dormitory is empty. The alarm lights blink in a angry red as confused personnel jog past us on their way to the emergency stairwell. We walk at first. I try to keep my hammering heart under control as we round the hallway. We're still too visible. I can't help but imagine a security officer behind every door we pass. I squeeze Pavel's hand tighter and he squeezes it back. His steps are shaky. They shouldn't be. Those idiots in processing couldn't even bother to calibrate the motors right. But he's stable. And despite everything he's through, he's keeping pace with me. Then I see it. An imposing door with a small blinking key reader beside it. An exit from the dormitories. Past it, lay the operating facilities and engineering. Beyond that, the shipping and receiving bay. And further still, the garage door. Our way out. Normally, this part of the facility would be swarming with initiative personnel. But with the alarms I triggered, all of them should have evacuated to the opposite side of the building. I don't even swipe my card. The latch clicks open when I push it. Suddenly, my steps are faster, my heartbeat louder, and before I know it, I'm running. Pavel trips on his first step and we nearly crash into each other before he corrects himself. But we run, hand in hand, past operating rooms and security shutters until, without warning, Pavel's legs buckle. They crumple under him like wet paper, sending him sprawling. I fall to my knees beside him and struggle to pull him upright.
What's happening?
I can't answer him. My eyes go to his legs. The lights are still on. The battery hasn't run out. But they're not responding to him. I can see him trying to move what's left of his legs, and the cybernetics just won't react. My eyes fall on the stop logo at his ankle. I look up at the shutter that we passed, and the security camera blinking beside it. Shit, I breathe.
Dr. Deirdre?
I almost want to laugh as my mounting panic threatens to overtake me. Anti-theft measures. They don't want anyone taking stock property outside the building. I can hear yelling echoing back down the hallway we came through, distant but growing louder. They know where we are.
What should we do? Dr. Deirdre, I don't want to... Them to find us.
Sit still. Quickly, I move to detach his legs. I leave them on the ground, sweeping him into my arms and bolt. He clings to me, fingernails digging into my neck, through my clothes. His left arm dangles out of my grasp. He's light, far lighter than he should be. As I run for the exit, I squeeze him as close as I can. The security shutter slams shut in front of me. I turn to pivot. But more coming down over every door in the hallway, flung in places heavy as tombstones. Damn it! Damn it! I fight back a scream, try to focus on the facts. Security's at my back. I can hear them getting closer. Combat boots on tile, heavy and hurried. With every second I sit here panicked and paralyzed, they stop closer to us. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can feel cold steel gun barrels at my back. Cuffs, bindings, straight jackets, Pavel ripped from my arms, disposed of as defective goods reprogrammed into an ideal product. I can't bear the thought. I reach into my lab coat, pull out a second switch, and press it. The explosions rip through the hall with force unlike anything I felt before. They tear through the shutter, blasting me with heat and smoke and debris that nicked my cheek. I run right into it as more and more explosions go off through the facility, my hidden bombs going off like exothermic dominoes. A burst of red and blinding heat sears my right side, probably scattering shrapnel. I push through the pain, running as fast as I can. My ears ring, my muscles scream, my throat stings, and all that there is heat and ash and pain, until, finally... we reach the light.
That's right, Miles.
You heard someone knock on a door. I know, buddy. I know. I can't believe I made it. Pavel? I think we're... Pavel? Pavel! Oh, God. Your arm. It's
Oh.
Papa, please speak to me.
Blue.
What?
The sky. It's so blue. I haven't seen it in so long.
You're hurting. Please don't push yourself. You're already bleeding so much.
But I'll live. 'Cause I'm no longer there. I'm free now. Aren't I?
Yes, you are.
ProtoViolence.
ProtoViolence.
Shout out to Motto.
Shoutouts to Motto.
Brian Mulholland, Suset, FB Fish Laugh, Lilith Chambers, Ultralinks, Spec, Kikyo Dev. Hey, you know what? All sorts of people. Reina, Spike Hayes, Melody, Doron, Phoebe Fabiker, Vin Vox, a doxographist, D-Ray, Clooney's, W. Bryan, whatever productions, Hades Town, what? Fascinating. D. Mocha's, Tofu Rocks, Watson, Glisua, PC Leo Red Knight, and DC Sans, DS Sans. Hey, so many cool people.
So many cool people.
This game fucking rocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Good game.
Bonus content unlocked, what do you mean?
Extras. I think it's just gallery.
I see. That's really good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching us play ProtoViolence. This was a ton of
Thank you
fun.
for joining us. This was a lot of fun, and
And
only a little devastating, you know.
only a little devastating. I think we're back next Sunday for
so.
Of the Devil. But we yeah, you should check this game out. You should come and read the developer's notes sometime. And yeah, thank you all for joining us today.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, Game Jam game came out quite good.
It really did.
All right. We will see y'all next week. Tune back in for a sleepover Sunday later in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
Sleepover Saturday's over, so now it's Sunday.
That's right.
All right. Bye-bye.
I will say good night. That's not right.
Yeah. Bye-bye.